Say when. Just give us the word, Troy.
I
got it. So Dirk, do you have your chat up?
I see. Yeah, I see a chat. Yep.
Okay, hit chat, and so we can see the questions coming in. Are we live?
We're rolling live. Been live. Been live.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, welcome everybody to tonight's Beers with Bros. Special guest. You guys might know him a little bit, I think.
People know my name. Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Got many leather-bound books.
Dirk, the Bugler, Durham.
I've been. You guys do not know how excited I've been all day for this.
Oh my goodness. This is gonna be a weird one. I've got like 5 different notes written down here, and I know it's not gonna even cut. We're not even gonna get to them. Is what I have a feeling of. Let's just kind of take it where we go. We're gonna answer some questions, guys. Bring in with your questions, and for Dirk, whether it be how to prepare for a wrestling match, or whether it be, elk hunting questions, or whatever you got, bring in, and we'll try to tackle them. So
is this a kind of an expose, if you will?
I don't know, but I love the first one that we got here. Karen Hargrave says, fasten your seatbelts and keep your hands inside at all times.
Be a wild ride, children.
Oh man, yeah. Just a brief recap on things that we've done, Dirk. Yeah. What is some of the highlights for you?
Wait! It's Beers with Bros. We got to tell them.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dirk, sorry. Dirk, show your hand. What do you got in your hand?
Do I have to?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Listen. All the white girls say there's no laws when you're drinking White Claws.
Oh,
so I mean, I heard that White Claw was, or I heard that coronavirus was God's way of getting even with us for drinking White Claws. So
I think it's a fact, and we're going to end the podcast and right there, guys. So we'll talk to you guys next week on Thursday night, same time, same channel.
Tastes so good when it hits the lips. Oh, look at that guy.
Oh, look at that guy. Oh my goodness. So what flavor is that, Dirk?
This is mango.
Nice.
Ask Trevor what he thinks. Ask Trevor what he thinks of mango White Claws.
Trevor?
What's wrong with it?
Lost him again. He's got that
Can you
bad
hear me?
service.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We just can't see it. Cody, what do you got in your cup?
I got Knob Creek Old Fashioned round. Yep, same as last week, I think.
Nice.
Oh,
how about
nice?
now?
I'm rolling. Same thing. Black Velvet and diet root beer, keto. Trainers would love. Yep, rolling hard. Yeah, I mean, Dirk,
Trevor is here. Nope, there. Oh, we got it. We got it again.
Yeah.
am I back?
Yeah.
Fill me in on the mango White Claws. Fill Dirk in.
Well, they were good for the first
Palette.
couple hundred.
Hundo.
I've been unemployed for a while. I don't know if you know that, but
You're looking a little rough.
yeah. Well, that's just because I can't get a haircut.
Yeah.
Rough times.
We're going to link Trevor's GoFundMe account in the description if you guys want to go down there and donate a little bit for the TMB.
Actually, I want to take this opportunity to make a public service announcement. If any of you guys have any N95 masks, I have a PO box. I'd love for you to send them to.
I got some old bra cups I could probably send over. I mean, they're not mine.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Leopard skin. I hope you don't mind. They match Trente clothes.
No, I actually prefer those. I do.
Perfect.
Those. Yeah.
We're just solving mysteries here.
First question from the viewers here, Stefanovic. Dirk, how is the shoulder, and did you go with surgery or no surgery?
Oh yeah, good question. So I did go with surgery on December, like the first part of December, had surgery, and they repaired my rotator cuff. So I had about 5 weeks of immobilization. I had my arm in a sling, couldn't really move it for like a month. And then at 6 weeks, I started doing physical therapy, and it's been going good. I can actually draw my bow now.
Oh, you can?
It's 55 pounds.
Nice.
No problem. Draw it, no problem. I could probably draw 65 if I wanted to push it, but I'm just gonna. I've got a lot of bad habits about it. Besides the ones you guys know, I developed some bad form and stuff with my mouth tab shooting. So I'm trying to dig out of a hole with that right now, and some target panic. So anyway,
what are you using, Dirk, to kind of confront that?
my wife stands behind me with a big roll of barbed wire, and she strikes me every time if I punch the trigger.
Yep.
It works. It's been working pretty good. So 90%
of the time, every time.
Yeah. My wife does that to me too, but it's just not with shooting my bow.
I'm just working on some reps, just trying to, focus on form and just get back in the swing of things.
Copy. Yeah, it's just this broadcast is awesome. It's like a Where's Waldo of Trevor. It's amazing.
Right?
If you could maybe just sit down and just, I don't know, commit
Focus.
just for an hour, it'd be awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trent. I'm trying to cook my children dinner right now. And one of my daughters is on a Google meet and greet with her teacher and her classmates. So that took me the better part of 15 minutes to figure out. And it's after 6 p.m. right now.
No, I know the time. That's why. Yeah, that's why I was saying it. Yeah. Dirk, how has the Corona thing been affecting as far as you were in Idaho? They are still shut off to all the out-of-state hunters.
Yeah.
What
That's
have
not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No kidding.
No kidding. Sure.
I'm surprised Dirk didn't take a shot across about Washingtonians right there.
Sons of.
Yeah.
So our county that I live in, we haven't had any confirmed cases or deaths from coronavirus. There's a county next to us that's pretty big. There's been a few deaths, but it's, God bless their souls, is a lot of old folks in nursing homes. 8 of them were over 90 years old, and the others were over 80 years old. So I guess it's, getting those old folks. But we're in the town I live in. A lot of the non-essential folks are shut down, of course. So it's a little weird, town's a lot less busy, but we're getting through it.
Yeah. No, it just seems like everybody has a different opinion on it. And the longer this thing goes, I don't know. You're wanting to do the right thing the whole time, but what is the right thing, right? So
yeah.
Right. Social distancing, and this is what puts us right here, and we get to talk to you, because normally we'd be making some YouTube video of a bear hunt tonight, which is perfect conditions. But Dirk, I'm talking to you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I feel important.
You are important.
Got a couple questions here. Jeff Rock asks, Franks or Tapatio?
Tapatio.
Big time.
Tap for the win.
Nailed it.
Levi Lively wants to know where we can get this hat.
Tabasco.
Cody, you wore a hat on our page that we can make zero money off of. Nice work.
Hey, Benchmade guys got to support. So this hat was from the Hunt the Web deal Benchmade did last year about this time.
Yeah. So
that was, to my knowledge, the only way. But if you guys should Instagram message them and say, hey, want the digital elk hat back. It's a pretty cool one. So.
And get ready, because there's some Benchmade stuff coming from us. Might be a little secretive stuff, maybe in the near future. Maybe some bear hunting, maybe some cool stuff. So anyway.
Speaking of Benchmade, Trent. Sorry. That's my bad.
I hate you so much right now. Hate you so much.
Oh, did I say I customized it?
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Sorry. I just had to mention it.
Don't you have a class or something you need to be in? I mean, you're moving around so much.
I probably do.
Ooh, look at that bull. What bull is that, Trev? That's Wyoming.
Oh, that one?
There's salt in the wound. Yeah, I spooked that right to you. You're welcome. Yeah,
did I mention it's 4 feet wide?
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Trent.
Let's get to some questions before we kick Trevor off of here. What do we got, Code?
Corey Miller, Mr. Triple X Archery, asked Dirk, how was the Tool concert?
Oh man, the Tool concert was incredible. Super loud. I was jacked because I got on the website, got right when they dropped, and I get there and I find my seat, and I'm like, hold on, there's something wrong here because I bought tickets that were close to the stage. Well, we were on the far end of the stadium, the stage, right next to the aisle. So every drunk person that walked by and every girl that had beef with her boyfriend stopped and argued right in front of us, right in our way. So we couldn't really see the concert too good, but we could see the light show up on the ceiling. So it was awesome. The acoustics and the audio part of it was really, really good. So yeah, that was a bucket list concert for sure.
Right on.
My ears are still ringing.
Oh, it's terrifying. Yeah, not a chance I would ever go. Not a chance.
You would.
No.
Yeah, well, old Steve Areno, he's a heavy metal connoisseur. He went to the Korn concert right before COVID and was just like rocking out. Yeah. What is it? What kind of music do you call it, Trent?
Oh, I guarantee you they were biting the heads off bats and killing babies and all sorts of chanting and stuff. I guarantee you. There's some underwritten things that you guys probably didn't realize, Dirk.
Play it backwards. Find out for yourself.
Yeah, why don't you play it backwards, Dirk? Come on.
Madison Jones says, y'all got to lose bets more often. We need to see Macho Man and Nacho Trente putting the smackdown on a bull, not a spike. Trent, looking at you, buddy.
Wow.
Whoa.
Madison. I'm an opportunistic hunter.
That was pretty rough.
Oh no, that was a weird time. That was a crazy time when Dirk shows up to camp and hands me a costume and says, "Hey, now we're here."
That wasn't a costume, Trent. That was a way of life. I don't know what you're talking about.
The only thing that I have to say about that whole deal is, if you've never worn a cape before, it will change your life.
Because you probably about hung yourself every tree that you tried to cross, or
well, there was that, but it really frees you. It really frees you. I can see how Superman feels now. I mean, I'm almost the same. Really, it's the same deal.
When you sent me that slow-mo footage, Trent, of you throwing that cape around, I almost peed in my pants.
Oh,
next level.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we got a serious.
No, but
question.
that was a good time.
Yeah. Okay, serious question. Elk hunting. Seth Hamill asks, after locating a bull, how close do you get to him before you set up and try to call him into the shooter?
Is that for me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Take it. I'll field this one. So I want to get as close as I can without getting busted. You know, it might be 200 yards, it might be 100 yards, depending on terrain and brush, and you know how comfortable I feel with how it's going. So, but usually 200 yards or less is good. But I want to be as close as I can. That way, I'm up in his grill. It's a real personal attack, and you'll get a lot better response is if you try to get close to him before you start calling.
That's awesome.
It's terrain and what the actual trees and everything else cover dictates that, because sometimes it's 400 yards, sometimes it's 100 yards.
Yeah. Sometimes let's say it's super steep and a whole bunch of blowdowns, and you're just going to make a whole bunch of noise getting there that last little bit. Nice, Trevor.
Yeah. No, it's a cooking channel, Dirk. We're getting double the viewership. It's awesome.
Yeah, you know, if it's nasty country, maybe I'll linger back a little bit further, maybe slow play it a little bit more, make them come to me. It's every situation's a little different though.
So that bull, like we just touched on the day that we were dressed up looking awesome, that bull would bugle from the same spot but he would not move from it. But he would scream his head off from that exact spot. We had to like cross canyon. I mean, a huge amount of space in order to get over to him, and then going up to him, which he was above us, which is not ideal.
Pretty steep.
Oh, it was super steep, and which is not ideal for a call-in situation. And we had to get like right on him before he made maybe 75 yards, Dirk, maybe, to come in so Steve could shoot at him. Yeah. So I mean, it was one of those situations where every time it's different. Some are better than others. We like those that are, well, I just called 3 times and he came running in and we shot him. But that doesn't always work.
If you had the choice to be quieter moving to a bowl or louder moving to a bowl, what would you pick?
Louder, of course. Because
I mean, not calling, just noise wise, right?
Well,
if you were to sneak or go in breaking branches, which one would you pick?
I'd probably sneak if I'm getting close. If I'm 100 yards or less, I'm going to sneak at that point. If I'm not calling.
You're sneaking?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I did watch Dirk though, like do the rambush. I think you called it something else, or was it the rambush?
Whiz bang, maybe, if you will.
Whiz bang?
Whiz bang.
Yeah. And I watched Dirk grab like a sapling like this big, break it off, and then literally as he's running, it's just like hitting every tree as he's going by it. And I mean, there was so much noise going in on that. And that was the bark scream challenge when you know, and it's like, we're going after you, here we come. And there was no sneaking involved. I've also watched you maybe fall a couple times in that manner, going on the
maybe fall. His legs look like he ran a cheese grater down.
Hey, you're welcome. I did that for you.
I know. I'm not kidding you. Like, we've been hunting guys for how many years and calling bulls and stuff like that. And it was like hunting with Dirk and stuff it was the next level, I will say, of like just learning the anatomy of the calling scenario, and it was cool because we could bounce things off of you and you taught us stuff as well, and it's just been so much fun hunting with you and realizing what works and what doesn't. One of these days we'll get you out here to some Roosevelt country, and anyway,
I'd love to. I heard someone said that they shut down Oregon. Get down, Jocko. I heard they shut down Oregon for out-of-staters for the rest of the year. Is that true?
I hope so.
And there's that. I haven't heard it. They had it closed, but they did. I haven't heard a date that's like closed for the entire year or anything like that. But I do. They're actually Joseph Meekham asked, "What do you guys think about the out-of-state hunters shutdown?"
I think, judging by what I just saw today, so specifically, I had an executive order that I couldn't work till June 15th. It just got lifted today, and now it's going to be May 1st.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's a month and a half sooner, where I'm going to be able to go back to work tentatively here, with some regulations involved, obviously. But I think that if we're seeing that as a message of, it's going to get better than worse, then we might start to see this kind of unfold. So coming this year, it should be okay, I'm hoping, but yeah.
Can we questionize? Because I just looked down, there's like 33 that are waiting.
Yeah, we got a bunch here.
We got a bunch. Cody, did you make turkey leg carnitas? If you haven't seen Cody's turkey video, it went up and it is awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's from JD, our buddy JD from Bear Camp last year and Steelhead Trip. That's because I actually texted him last night and said, "Hey, remember those carnitas that we had at Bear Camp last year?" And so he sent me the recipe. No, JD, have not made those yet. And good thing is I got twice the meat for him now because we killed some more birds today.
Oh
wow,
dude! I'm telling you what, you guys are missing out.
Do not say it's elk.
Don't even.
I'm telling you, it is the tactics of calling them and locating them is just like the cat road shuffle. It's the full strut shuffle. We bombed on the
How-
mountain bikes, 3.5 miles, got them located, slipped in on them,
Dirk.
100%. I'm not saying it's the same as far as like, yeah, a bull coming in is level 10 and a turkey coming in, I got the shit.
Did you see his hands? Did anybody just see his hands? They were darn close. They were darn close.
Of all people
Oh
for
my
guests on, you say that with a bugler on? You got to be kidding me.
Dirk, please,
You got to be kidding
please
me.
elaborate.
You're better than that. You're better than that.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
These aren't fun to shoot.
I-
Out of
After
spot.
watching that video of you and Matt Elliott, that was pretty awesome.
It was cool.
Just the slow play of that bird.
It was
And
cool.
seeing him have that much patience to like not take the shot right off, I was shocked. There's no way I would have done that.
Oh, I was shocked too. I'm just like, shoot him now, shoot him now. Oh, okay, now he's gonna strut for 20 minutes behind this brush pile. And
Yep.
then I thought we were gonna get busted, and then it was gonna be over, and then we're gonna have to go searching again. But
And the cool thing
It was
is now we
awesome.
can watch Trevor cook it for 20 minutes because that seems to be what's going on, I guess.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
it's Jeffrey Lake says, when an elk bugles, is there any way you can tell it if it's a bigger bull?
In
Sometimes.
Idaho.
The
North
woodcutter.
Idaho. Yeah.
Those
Sawmill.
Idaho bulls.
What do we
Idaho
call
bulls, I'm pretty confident on them a lot of times because if you can get a really old bull that's just there's no high pitch and it's just kind of a wheeze. It's just kind of a growly wheeze.
What'd we call it, Dirk? Sawmill?
Planer, like a
The-
planer,
Planer.
The wood planer, something like that. I remember.
wood splitter,
Something.
something.
Something. It might be a different
But I've been fooled like out of state a lot. You know, the bull, you'll hear some squeaky bugle and it sounds okay. It could be a monster. You just never know.
True.
But it seems like those big old Idaho bulls that are old, they're just growly as can be. So
Losing their voice like grandpa.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a question here from Blake Wells. Can a 64-pound bow kill an elk?
You bet.
100%.
I've shot like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 of them with a 65-pound bow. So
Yeah. How many? Your mouth tab bull, what were you pulling there?
55.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well placed arrow, right?
Yep. Yeah. Idaho state law is 40 pounds minimum draw weight.
40.
Uh,
Okay.
And so, you know, the Fish and Game deemed that a 40-pound bow is capable of killing an elk, you know, especially with probably a really pretty heavy arrow. You know, your range is going to be shortened and your pin gap's going to be huge. But yeah, heck yeah, 65 pounds and slam.
Yeah.
So a giant question that we're getting, guys. Sorry to interrupt you, Cody. This one from Troy Ball. I'm just kidding. He's the one that's giving us questions. But game bags. What's the story with our game bags? Guys, Cody, can you elaborate? Dirk, you got to use them actually. First,
Yeah.
let's go to Dirk. Dirk, were they awesome?
They're pretty awesome. Super lightweight. They look flimsy as could be, but we beat the crap out of them. And they held up good.
Yeah.
We stuffed them full of meat, stuffed them full of quarters. I didn't see a problem with them at all. I think they're a good bag.
But
Yeah.
at this point, Cody,
Still getting a timeline for when we're going to get them from So Shop. So with COVID this So Shop, we're struggling on delivery dates. So right now, the last I heard is July. So I'm fingers crossed that all makes that happen. We definitely have the intention to bring them to market this summer. We're hoping for this spring and everything, basically the material side of it, some supply issues, and everything else. So we're trying our best. We're, I guess, content creators, not manufacturers. So we're just fumbling our way through this and learning along and trying our best. So definitely we will have them as soon as we can, and we will let you guys know about them. So appreciate, everyone asks, about them. It's pretty humbling and the interest. And there's a question here. Chris Wright asked, are they reusable? and 100% reusable. I actually used a set for 3 different elk last year, and then washed them, and they looked. If you guys saw us at the Sportsman Show, the game bags were on display. They had 3 bowls that we packed out with them. So great bags. Pretty excited about them.
I don't know what you guys are gonna make those out of, but they're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Super lightweight. When I said flimsy, I didn't mean like crappy. I meant like super lightweight. Like, yeah, they're game changers, really.
And we tested on everything that you can imagine as far as flies and as far as everything that you're going to encounter in September, and they've held up. So, but the problem is to get them that way, it costs some money. So just to throw this out there, guys, they're not going to be, $19.95. They're going to be, I'm not sure yet because we haven't got a final decision on that, but they are going to be the best game bag you ever made. Last game bags that you're going to have to buy for a while. And anyway, but they're going to, obviously come with a price. So that's all I got for you.
Yep.
Cedric Webb, I understand that you took a couple muzzleloader hunting for elk back before Christmas. Is it going to be uploaded? Kind of special as the guy, my son's driver on emergency. That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I took Royce and his wife out, and we killed a bull.
Wow.
I call her Candace. Anyway, kill a bull. It was awesome. We had a blast, and first bull. We should upload that at some point. I've got the footage, and I think I can handle that. So at some point, I'm gonna make that happen.
Blake Weld asks, what's a good size stabilizer, or is it just a personal preference? Dirk?
I like one that fits in my bow case. So I don't have to unscrew every time. Listen to him.
His comment, his advice was way better than mine. So
yeah. I mean, I've had a few different stabilizers, and I'm not that technical of an archer to know the difference and feel the difference and be like, oh man, brand A, brand B, type A is better. So for me, as long as I got something out front that's not super heavy, I like it. So.
Do we sell stabilizers, Cody? Still?
We do. Yeah. We sell the Spider.
Sweet.
8 and 10. I shot a 10-inch the last 2 years. Like it.
I've got your 8-inch Spider on my hunting bow. I love it. It's perfect. Fits in my case. Perfect.
I like that one too.
Joseph Meekum. Huge question. I've been hunting for a long time, but you guys got me and my buddy excited, and you're going into the backcountry this year. My question is, what is a must-have pick of gear? Let's just go around the horn. Trevor, because now you're
I got lots of what must-haves.
Just cooking a second. Oh my goodness, what is going on?
I'm actually cooking on the tailgate.
So he's in his truck.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's because my phone died and I needed a charger, but I need to stay close to the meat.
Yeah, no excuses. Play like a champion.
Yeah, I'm pulling it off. Just mind your own business. There's a lot of must-haves when you go into the backcountry. Let's be honest. But I like trekking poles is a big one for me for must-haves. There's a bunch of them. You guys, should we each name a few? I'll start it off with trekking poles.
Okay.
I'm gonna say like a really good comfortable sleeping pad.
Definitely that doesn't pop.
That doesn't pop. Yep.
I've had a few pop in the back.
What, are you trying to get all stoic with your dad in the background there, Trent?
It was a bigger picture than that in the thing. I thought I was gonna. Yeah, never mind. Go ahead, Dirk. Sorry.
It zooms in.
Here, I'm gonna pick my favorite one. Here's my favorite.
Can you share that? Is that legal?
I have no idea.
America.
No idea. But these guys are protecting us right now, and so yeah, I can.
So I think a good, comfortable pair of boots that doesn't give you blisters is pretty important. I mean, if you can't walk, you can't hunt. So,
And keeps your feet dry.
And keeps your feet dry. And right behind those are comfortable underwear. Not a lot of people talk about it, but a good comfortable pair of underwear keep you from chafing down there. That's a game changer.
Dude, game changer is baby butt paste.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then there's that.
Write that down, Trent.
That took a turn. Well, I was going to follow up with TP, but now I don't even know where to go. No, I mean, something that I never really carried, honestly, before I actually did the backcountry thing was extra knife. I always have a knife usually around my neck, usually. And anyway, it's amazing how many times that when you start using, we call them EDCs, right? Everyday carry, that you need a knife during the day. Yeah. And then there's that I probably didn't get offered. So, and then Trevor has his that he's just, it's amazing. So, and then Dirk, I give him a super awesome knife, and he just goes out and what do? You just throw them as far as you can, Dirk?
I didn't need that $300 knife. It's
not at all. Yeah.
Left it on a log, fell out of my pocket. I don't know what the heck happened to it. But it's gone.
Excuses. Yeah. Chris Williamson asked Dirk, love how you use an alarm bark to counter an elk's bark getting spooked. Is there a time that you wouldn't suggest using it to settle them, confuse them, or just back out instead?
So typically when I'm going to use it is when the bull's pretty close and kind of locked up, we're at a stalemate or they're hung up. And I think a lot of guys think, because ever since I've been bow hunting and everybody that's ever bow hunted before my generation, the old hang up, bulls will hang up. How do you get past that? And I think kind of, if you go back to elk biology a little bit, elk were very visual. They listen the auditory part, they're going to hear each other, but they're pretty visual too. At some point, they want to see their adversary. They want to see that other bull that's messing with them. So a lot of times they're going to hang up at a point where they can kind of watch and see. And at that time, it's kind of like a chess game. It's your move. You got to make the move. If you're kind of staying back and being like, well, he's kind of hung up and I think I'll throw some cow calls or a few calls at him and then just kind of see what happens and wait. A lot of times he's going to deem you as a chicken or be like, yeah, this guy don't want to fight. I'm out. So a lot of times they want to see that visual aspect. So if you're set up good to where they're not going to be able to see you, I'll bark and scream at them and kind of move up. So this is, when they're 100 yards or less, probably in the 50 to 60 yard range where I can't see them yet. That's where really what I'm going to start using that bark. I'm not going to use it halfway across the canyon. I'm going to use it at pretty close quarters after they're hung up. And I pull it out all the time. Back in the old days, I didn't do it too much, but nowadays, if they get hung up, I'll do, if they're not raking, if they're just kind of stopped and they're just standing, looking, waiting for that bull to make their move, then I'll kind of do a bark and chuckle or a bark and scream and try to get them kind of going again. And sometimes if I move up even 10 yards, 10 steps, just break a bunch of brush, move up 10 steps. A lot of times that's enough to be like, okay, that bull's going to show himself, and they'll kind of move out to where they can actually see. And a lot of times you get your shot.
Yeah, I've witnessed it time and time again with you, and it breaks that back and forth stalemate stuff. That's where I've seen that. And it's like, okay, we're either going to bust this bull or we're going to kill it. And sometimes it's a 50-50 shot in that. Would you agree? I mean, it's like,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so you can sit there and be at the stalemate and basically you're not going to kill that bull 100%, or you push it. And what kind of goose does he?
See? That's that crap, Dirk. That's that crap I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
And he's your brother.
Yeah, he's up for sale. I tried to get Steve. I tried to get Steve to take him in, and he won't.
I bet Papa Fish is not very proud about that.
So, guys, for everybody just joining us, if you've come late to the party, which it sounds like, looking at Trevor, that's what it is. If you got some questions for us, we're going to just try to hammer those in the next half hour or so and go through some stuff. So,
hey, I got a question for you right now. Clark M says, with the pick you guys use for the live stream, why are you guys not in character? Second that one. I want YouTube to start chanting, Nacho, Nacho.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Hold on. This is a two-man team here. All right. I don't see Dirk dressed up.
I know, but Dirk can roll right into his character. He just doesn't have the costume. Dirk? Oh gosh.
Oh, please God, no.
He's got to have it.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now. Yeah.
I knew it.
10 is the cream will rise to the top. Come on, Trent.
I don't even know where my
pocket.
cream is at. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in the shop
That's
right
sad.
now.
Trent,
That's real sad.
it's okay.
Trent.
You can take a hiatus for a couple minutes, return with Nacho.
Yeah, you still got the costume. I'm in Boise. I don't even have it.
Yeah, dude, they're in the comments right now. It's blowing up. Nacho, Nacho.
I don't know if it is. I just
Is
don't
it?
know that I can see the same comments you do, and I don't see that. Give me 2
No.
minutes. Give me 4 minutes. All
Okay,
right.
perfect.
The barn's a little ways away.
All right. While you're gone, we're going to answer some questions about Crocs in the backcountry by Joe Barnard.
I hate myself.
Trevor, what's your
You
opinion on
should.
Crocs?
You know, I've gone back and forth with bringing Crocs into the backcountry. I've packed Crocs. I've packed nothing. I packed flip-flops before. What I don't like about certain Crocs are it can make your feet sweat, and you're in the backcountry for so long without a shower, and then you shove your foot into some Crocs that don't ventilate really well. I don't like that either. So I like cutting holes in the tops of them and all over them, and then duct taping actually the edges of them. So then you have a waterproof portion for if you have your socks on, but then you still ventilate well. So that's what I've done with Crocs. And actually I'm wearing some right now like this. So I duct tape the sides so they don't get wet, but then they ventilate on the top. And I'd even cut them a little bigger than that if I was going into the backcountry, but it's kind of my go-to.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent, not only for camp footwear at night when you're backpacking, but if you have any stream crossings or anything like that, and if you're going to be over the top of your boots, you got to strip down and, knee deep water. They're awesome for stream crossings as well. But it's nice at the end of the day to just kick your boots off, throw those on, wander around. I mean, I'll walk barefoot or in a pair of socks, but Crocs they're pretty light and make it pretty easy.
They're nice.
Dirk, what do you do there?
So those Crocs are kind of new to me. I finally broke down and bought a pair last year. And what I was kind of blown away by was creek crossings with those things. They grip those slippery rocks going across the river pretty well. I thought, it would compare to wading shoes to some extent. So I was pretty impressed with it. That was my first set of Crocs. Before that, I tried flip-flops. No good. You get poked by sticks and stuff around camp, and you get bloody toes that way. So no bueno.
Yeah.
And your feet get dirtier in flip-flops.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep. So we got another one here. TJ Sweeney asks, how do you deal with predators like bears, wolves, and coyotes?
Kind of trying to figure out, like, as far as like interrupting the hunt or maybe trying to eat you when you're sleeping, maybe. I don't really have too much trouble with predators when I'm hunting. Other than wolves, I've had them kind of ruin my hunt a few times. Just their presence or just howling around. I'll have a bull bugling and wolves will start howling and bulls just clam up and shut up. And so then it kind of turned to a wolf hunt, but I never have been able to call one in very good. They kind of just, same as elk, they do this hang up thing. They'll come to about 100 yards and howl like crazy, but they won't show themselves. But I was talking to these guys that have another YouTube channel, Stuck in the Rut, some North Idaho.
Oh yeah, yep.
And they said
They're killers.
They are, and they're really good at shooting wolves. They said when you get them howling like that, he said don't howl back. He's like, what you got to do is get close, just like elk hunting, and maybe do some predator calls. Wound rabbit in distress, fauna in distress, calf elk in distress, or something. And he said it's weird because they're not like elk. When they commit to come, he's like those things just come in on a string. It's lunchtime, and they come in running with their tongues out, tongues hanging out.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Yes.
Hope I didn't interrupt anything. It's so bad.
Oh, Trent.
That's so good at the same time.
That is so. I can't imagine the idea of some innocent hunter in the woods just minding his own business, and if he looked up and saw you.
I'll keep the cape if that helps anybody, because actually the cape makes me feel pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the tassels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's straight out of Lord of the Rings or something awesome.
It's real gold lame.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, or my mom's shower curtain. Either one.
Okay. I think we all got the. I think we all got the point.
Yeah. I love this next question. Scotty McWilliams asks, so is Trevor going to commit to hunting with his sword this fall or what?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question.
It could probably be done, boys. It could probably be done.
Weren't you trying to auction that off with your leather jacket?
I still have a leather jacket for sale, in case you guys are wondering. It's a Harley Davidson jacket. I could show you that.
Actually might look into that.
I have quite a bit for sale. I've been unemployed for a while. Okay. I don't know if you know that or not.
You missed it on the first Beers of Bro. Trevor came in wielding a sword.
Oh, really?
Jacket. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. Why would it's not awkward at all? It's a Lord of the Rings replica. Just scale.
I'm wondering if Trevor's going to start growing a ponytail. Maybe.
Good chance. Man bun.
It depends on how long my hairstylist is going to be out of work.
And the fact that he just said hairstylist, Dirk, I think that answered your question.
Yeah, he didn't say barber. He did not say barber.
No, he didn't.
No, I haven't gone to a barber in a while. Had a bad episode.
I go to Jake. Jake's good.
Really?
Jake the barber. He's good. Oh yeah, he's awesome, man. Yeah.
I just do the number 2 just all the way around.
Yeah.
Self-sufficient.
Need a cape to match that thing.
I sleep with my hairdresser, so anytime I need it, to freshen up, she just takes care of it. My wife cuts hair, all right?
Okay. I was gonna say, wow. What does Jessica think about that?
We really cut those rumors quickly.
Well, you got to be careful because if you make her mad, she's made me look like frickin' Pee Wee Herman a time or two.
Oh my goodness!
Dirk, can you do an impression of Pee Wee Herman by chance, or is that just
not going to do that? I can. No, I won't.
Please,
okay.
Please,
we'll keep that one in the vault.
Okay. Jeremy Theax asks, "What's your preferred water filtration?"
Oh, 100%. Hands down. I saw the hunt actually of you, Cody, in Bear Country, and I think it was some other guys that were using the Sawyer squeeze filters, but they were using the mini.
Yeah,
I believe. I started with the mini Sawyer squeeze filter, and it's no go. No, get the big dog.
I like the big Sawyer.
Yes, get the high volume Sawyer, and that's the best that we've found.
I even had because I filtered quite a bit of water because no one else had one in our group, and so I filtered a bunch of water through it. And that silt in the springtime is substantially it's just dirtier water, even in it's good running water, but it's just full of grit. And substantial difference from the flow from just even 2 days, where I would have probably even packed
Backflow.
the backflow. Yeah, I mean, I kept tapping and blowing back on it and everything like that. But
Was that the mini? The mini?
No,
No, that's the full.
That was a
Didn't
regular
you
one.
say you had your first blowout ever?
I blew out a bag. It was the second time I've done that, because the first time I never turned my shutoff valve on, and I just kept squeezing. And this time, old Craig Pfeiffer from Sig Sauer, he was standing right next to me, and I'm squeezing along, and I just went all over. Yep. So
Hunting with Dirk this last year, he does the pin. He has the
Story pen.
Yeah, he has little,
I was going to call it an EpiPen, but I knew that wasn't right.
it's the wand.
Yeah,
it's the wand.
It's a little different.
It's like a little ultraviolet light, and you fill up your jar full of water and you stir it until the light goes out, and it kills everything inside. Worked fine. I thought that would be really fast, but because I watched these guys before, with the Sawyer's filter and water with the little bags, and I thought, oh man, I'm going to crush this. My water filtration is going to be way faster. But actually, you crush it. I mean, you guys can fill up your water, filter it into whatever quicker than I can just scoop up water and then stir that thing. You guys are done before I am. It's weird.
The other thing that I love about that, and I picked up on, is you got a bull bugling, or you're moving in on a bull, and it's like, okay, we're near the end of the day, I need some water. You could literally just take a dirty bag, fill up 2 liters for the night and in the morning, throw it in your pack and go. And you're, within 30, a minute, you're gone and going, and you don't have to worry about pumping or do anything else. And it's super.
You could also do that with the story pen. But
yeah, but it's just like, it's super flexible whether you need to sit and filter right there. Or the cool thing too is, like, you get to camp, pull out your bladder bag, and you can hook it up, gravity feed it, and sit there and cook your mountain house. Next thing you know, your 2 liters of water are filtered and you're done, and you don't even have to do anything. So
yeah, no more of those little pumping filtration devices.
No.
I've had.
Oh my goodness.
Those are broken and they're way heavy.
The O-rings we blew out on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cost of them is ridiculous compared to the Sawyer's, like $35.
Yeah, versus $135.
Right.
Yeah.
Galen Bender asks, he's like, congrats, Galen. He drew his Montana combo general tag. Any
Sweet.
tips or tricks for scouting on Onyx?
Dirk? Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Any tips or tricks on of the trade on scouting on Onyx for going to Montana? Dirk?
So here's a trick. I like to scout. I like to do all my e-scouting, firsthand e-scout on Google Earth, right? Because you can change the terrain. You can look at a 3D view, make all my marks, make all my trails, whatever. I do all of it on Google Earth. Then I export a KML file. Okay, you got to save it and then export it as a KML file. Save all your waypoints and stuff that you marked up. Export that as a KML file. Then you can upload it into your mapping system, onto your mapping website, whether it's Onyx or Basemap, whatever. You can upload it into there, and it will populate your other mapping system with all your waypoints you just set. So then when you do that, then it automatically uploads to your phone, and then you have to download, unless you have to make sure you have your maps downloaded to your phone, but it will update all those waypoints on your phone. So it's a game changer, really.
Yeah. And cool thing is, I just got to see a beta that 3D that's rolling out with Onyx. It's pretty sweet. So
wow, I wish I could see that.
Sorry about your bad luck.
Okay.
Moving on.
This is no. Just to touch just quickly on this. I get a ton of emails on, hey, I'm from back east. I've never even seen an elk before. How do I start by getting out there and trying to, I'm trying to e-scout, but what do I do? Do I look for elevation? Do I look for this? Do I look for that? And I think my biggest response is, use with the age of the internet now, there is so much information out there, but don't discount like biologists, like all those things. Like if you plan on going someplace, look into all that kind of stuff, and then make your spots easily movable. How about that? So right. leave. If you don't see elk, go, leave. And there's a ton of people that talk to us and say, oh man, I hunted for 21 days this last year for elk and never saw one. And I'm like, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you go somewhere else? It's be mobile. And elk, when you get on elk, you're going to smell them, you're going to see them, or you're going to hear them within the first 2 days. If you don't see any of those things, you need to get the H out of there.
Elk are exactly where you find them.
Hunt the elk, not the country.
And I will say, I'll kind of talk onto that a little bit more. Sometimes I'll skip over the biologist because let's face it, some of those guys, they're stuck in the office. They're getting data from all their field representatives. But your game wardens, if you can get a hold of game wardens, they're the boots on the ground. They're out there every day, grinding it out. If you can get a hold of a game warden and say, and you have to kind of know your stuff. You can't say, hey man, where should I go hunting? No, you should say, hey, I was looking at Johnny Creek here, and I had an idea, maybe there's some elk up in this certain section. And if you can do your research a little before and then kind of bounce that off of a game warden, they'll say, yeah, that's a good spot, or no, man, you need to be over into the next drainage and such. So, but yeah, I would definitely use that.
Very specific questions with areas in mind. Then those guys all of a sudden know, like, okay, he's done his work.
But at the same time, very specific questions, but at the same time, be specific on your capabilities. Because that's another big thing. I think a lot of people, there's no game warden that wants to put you 4 miles back in the backcountry on a bunch of elk that the guy can only, do road hunting, you know what I mean? And then he goes back there, that's a liability. So you need to tell them right off the bat, hey, I have backpacked into 5 miles. I am capable of doing this. So that's another thing that, might be helpful.
Here's a good one. Dirk. Jeremy Terry asks, when doing a cold calling scenario in early season, how do you play the scenario and how long should it go on as you're ramping up the excitement into your calling?
That's a good question. Especially, you got a lot of Utah guys, or even, Oregon opens pretty early too, compared to Idaho or Wyoming.
Not this year.
Not this year?
No.
Oh yeah. This is a little lighter year, isn't it?
This is the reset year.
We call it our year.
Your year. Perfect. But so I would kind of start things out with, let's say, there's elk in the country. Let's say it's mid-morning, midday, where they're bedded. Maybe you heard a couple squeals or something right at daylight, but they're just not talking. You think, okay, I know where the tracks are. I know where they're bedding. You're going to get close up to that bedding area. You want to get the wind in your favor. And then you're going to want to do just a few modest cow calls, real quiet, 2 or 3, and just kind of let it sit 5-10 minutes and see what happens. Nothing happens. You're going to want to give out a few, like 3 or 4 or 5 loud cow calls, with a little more yearning to it, to put it out there. You're looking for a boyfriend and you're right here. That way, if there's elk at a further distance, they can hear you. If you still got nothing, then I kind of let it sit for 5-10 minutes. Then you can pick up a big old branch, rip a tree out of the ground, like I like to do, like Cody said earlier.
Yeah. Make a clear cut.
Just start beating the snot out of another tree with it. Just rake, and you can rake for a good solid 5-10 minutes. But make sure your head's on a swivel. You're watching for bulls coming in, and then just kind of let it sit for a bit. Another 10-15 minutes, and then maybe make a few more cow calls. And then about halfway through, so you're into this about 20 minutes by now, then you're going to want to bugle. You're not going to want to rip a big nasty bugle, just kind of just a normal bugle. and then kind of wait and see what happens. If you don't get a response, more cow calls. Almost like this bull is starting to get a little bit, he's starting to notice these ladies, so he bugled. Maybe something's happening here. Maybe one's going to be close to being an estrus. You're trying to paint this weird picture in a bull's mind up there, wherever the herd's bedded down, to where he'll come down and check you out. So you want to escalate your cow calls a little bit more. You maybe want to escalate your bugling a little bit more, a little more rambunctious. Maybe you want to do a big old lip ball if you know how to do one of those. That's gonna show that, oh man, things are starting to heat up. This bull's getting excited. There's probably a cow in heat down here. And you're gonna kind of build things up. You're gonna pick up rocks. You're gonna throw them. You're gonna pick up sticks. You're gonna throw them. You're gonna beat things around. You're gonna make a bunch of noise. Make sure your head's on a swivel. This is if you're by yourself, right? Now, if you have a friend with you, you want to send him downwind 40, 50 yards. You want to maintain eye contact still, but you want to get him downwind 40, 50 yards. That way, if a bull sneaks in, usually in these cold call scenarios, they're going to sneak in quietly. A lot of times they don't come screaming right in straight in front of you. So after you've painted this big scenario and you've kind of brought it up to an apex, then you're going to go quiet. And when you go quiet, you don't want to move. You don't want to be standing right where you made all that noise. You want to move downwind 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, whatever makes sense for cover, and then stand. Don't kneel. Don't sit on a log, because if you kneel or sit on a log, your legs are going to fall asleep. You're going to get tired. You want to be vigilant. Like, you have to believe in it that any second something's going to happen and a bull's going to come in. And you might give it 30 minutes without moving a muscle, just using your eyes and slowly scanning, the area around you. And after 30 minutes of being quiet, sitting there, if nothing happens, and there's elk there, you may just move up towards closer to where you think those elk are at and just kind of start over again. That's kind of my cold call scenario.
Wow. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah, I'll never do it, but it works. It works almost all the time.
I've done it a lot back in the old days, and I've had pretty decent luck with it. These days, I'm looking for a big old bugling match, so I don't do it very much.
Yeah. Jeff Boston asks, what do you guys do with the meat? Like, does the shooter keep it all, or do you divide it up with all the people on the hunt?
Every camp's different, I know guys that everyone who's in camp, whether they hunted with the guy that killed or even packed out a chunk of meat, they all kind of divvied up amongst the camp. I've hunted with people that just split it with whoever the partners were that were boots on the ground and helped get it out. I've hunted with people that, you kind of have this, it's like, no, they don't, it's not like they don't want to share. It's almost like an understood. It's like, no, you keep your elk. I'll try to get mine. And maybe if I don't get something, and then maybe I'll take a quarter or something. You just never know. Like last year, cameraman Dusty, I gave him half my elk in Idaho, and give old Randini there in Wyoming after shot that bull in the river. I gave him half my elk because his family needed it, and it's
crazy Randy land, right?
Oh, Rando and I've been
Randy land.
Rando and I've been texting all day. Love that guy. He's a great dude. Cannot wait to hunt with him someday again. But yeah, so and the answer to like all of us is we're very optimistic. How about that? So we go through the whole season, and each of us, if whatever we kill happens, whatever happens, and the cards play, and then at the end of the season, if someone doesn't get one or something like that, we all divvy back to whoever doesn't. And that's how we kind of roll it. But at the same time, that's part of our deal as far as, what, you're going to get one. You're going to, tomorrow's your day. The next day's your day. So, I mean, it's always optimistic is what we are. So
for sure.
One quick one for me, and this is a big thing for me as far as sleeping.
That's a good one.
Why rank? I don't know the name. I'm sorry. What's Trente's sleeping bag system? I'm a big guy with broad shoulders. I'm a very tiny guy. I'm petite, but I understand your pain. If you don't laugh.
It's like hugging a 55-gallon drum every time I come up to Trent.
All right. Anyway, He's not a mummy style guy. Neither am I. So what I've actually found, and this is through Trail at Go Hunt. Actually, he introduced me to a bag called a Chilkoot. It's actually from Stone Glacier, and if you look that up, anyway. And so I bought one of those this last year. It's a spinny bag, but it actually, I think it has a 54-inch top. I believe that's you could, yeah. Don't quote me on that, but it's a big bag. One of my goals one of these days is actually to make my own sleeping bag that's giant all the way down, square. I don't do mummy bags. I hate all that. I hate being confined. I'll take the extra 6 ounces. Cody's gonna, persecute me for that.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
Yeah, no judgment. No judgment. but no. I'll take a big giant sleeping bag. Your biggest thing to me is your sleep at night. So your sleeping pad and your sleeping bag are one of the most important, I think, things that'll keep you out there and keep you hunting. So anyway, and to be comfortable in hunting and stuff, I need a big giant sleeping bag and a comfortable sleeping pad. So that's where I'm at. So thanks for the question.
That was a good one. So Tyler Spears, he's actually a local Roseburg guy here. He's asked several times, Dirk, let's hear the bark scream chuckle.
Ooh.
And I said, well, Dirk lives and sleeps with his bugle. He's
he has a read.
You can't tell me.
Look at that Dirk right there. He's like,
I went to the shop, Dirk. I got this from the shop. If you can see.
I can use my voice.
He has a bugle and a bandana and a cape wherever he goes.
I have a cape. I don't leave the home without it.
I didn't drive my vehicle. We brought the wife's car, and contrary to popular opinion, there's no alcohols in it. And I didn't have my bag behind me, my backpack for my computer. There's no calls in it.
Bugles won't fit in the car.
Sorry.
That's weird.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I am better.
I will say this is the first time I've ever been around Dirk that he has not grabbed a bugle and just
ripped it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I owe you.
Yeah, I owe you. Oh, man. This is a question that we get a lot on our emails. Pathway Outdoors says, where do you guys usually charge your camera batteries in the backcountry? We use Anchor.
Yeah, we've got, I mean, there's a bunch of, any battery bank, we usually carry at least a 10,000 milliamp and USB into it. You got a couple chargers and rocking and rolling. It's simple system. You can charge your phones from it, GPS, like our inReaches, anything like that, and rock and roll. So it's easy. Any closing? Let's see. I pretty much have gone.
They wanted closing bugles, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. Stefanovich asked Trevor, "Are you killing cats?"
Whoa.
Killing cats?
I don't know.
Confused.
We're confused with everything that you've done so far this whole broadcast. So
look at this. Not bad.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Nice. You've really interrupted.
No, sorry. No, I haven't killed any cats lately. My kids would kill me.
Anyway, everybody needs to get back to their lives and get to eating dinner tonight, and as do all of us. So it looks like Trevor's gourmet chef, broadcast is almost done. So that's awesome. But just want to thank everybody. Thank you so much, Dirk. It's been awesome having you on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's we will do it again. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hey, I did see a bunch of questions early on about collaboration this fall.
Maybe we might do something. Okay. Okay.
You
fine.
never know. Okay, let's do it.
Pretty much gonna happen.
One thing, I drew a Montana tag, and so did Dirk. I think you drew a better unit than I did.
I don't know. It's a Montana tag, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Somebody told me to put in, and I put in. So
Awesome.
on to Montana.
Really? You lucky son of a gun.
Yeah. So anyway, there will be some collaboratory stuff. I don't know about costumes. I don't know about capes. I'd love to wear a cape. Maybe just a cape would be good. It seems that I seem to run faster through the brush with a cape.
Which one says I pity the fool?
That's
Which
Mr. T.
that?
I could be Mr. T.
Hey,
I think you could do that one.
Oh, Cody.
I have that. I actually was Mr. T for Halloween about 7 years ago, maybe 8. It was pretty legit. Not gonna lie.
You didn't do blackface, did you?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yep. I think we should end it right there.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice
no,
talking to all you guys.
one last question, because people have asked. I've seen several comments about that. How'd you guys do in New Mexico draws? LFC 911 asked that. Any New Mexico tags?
Painful story.
Yeah. 0 draws for
Zero
Port
for me.
Doors. Dirk, you got something?
We did not draw, but
You're buying a tag.
we got our hands on a unit-wide landowner preference.
Oh my goodness gracious.
LLP tag, whatever that means. So
It means awesome things.
You and Phelps rolling hard.
Yep. Gonna go
That's
down
awesome.
there and partake of the beautiful bulls of New Mexico.
Oh,
So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's not disappointing.
yeah. What's disappointing is your cooking skills. So,
What are you talking about?
That's just
What's
we're looking at
disappointing?
your power lines now. That's awesome. So, all right, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Next Thursday, we're going to be back with a whole nother episode of Beers with Bros. We have no idea who the guest is going to be. We're going to try to figure that out next week. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week if Trevor gets done with his cooking show. And
Bye.
there's that.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys.